Hello everyone, this is 05 and welcome to the Global Mattel Toy Review. And today's toy review, we're looking at the 2009 release by Mattel of the DC Universe Classics action figure review. And today's action figure review, looking at Wave number 7, figure number 4 that comes with the left leg of the Connect and Connect piece of the Atom Smasher. We'll be looking at the Booster Gold figure, the modern variant. Now I got this rate from eBay for 60 ringgit, including shipping of course, and retail price being sold for 79 ringgit and 90 cents, which is rather cheap. I actually saved up 20 ringgit there. Now at the back portion of the packaging, it showcases all the comic style artwork of all the characters that appear in this wave. You got Big Barda here, Flash and Kid Flash in the middle, which you're barely able to see Kid Flash because in the middle portion it starts to bright up. You got Booster Gold at the bottom here with Skeets, okay, and you got Blue Beetle, Captain Cold, and Ocean Warrior Aquaman. Now at the packaging itself, you got the shiny Booster Gold now, and strapped behind him the accessory, which is Skeets there. And this is the modern variant version, especially on Skeets, where you can flip over his face to reveal Mr. Mind inside. This is one why I really like this. The original version would be the classic Booster Gold with the collar there, but I prefer the modern version of course. Now at the bottom there's the left leg of the Atom Smasher. Now let's take a look at the back portion of the packaging. Now here's the rest of the wave itself. You've got the Ocean Warrior Aquaman that comes with the upper and middle torso of Atom Smasher. Number 2 we have Kid Flash that comes with the right arm. Number 3 we have Blue Beetle that comes with the right leg. Number 4 we have Booster Gold that comes with the left leg. Number 5 we have Big Barda that comes with the left arm. Number 6 we have Captain Cold, which I already reviewed, that comes with the head and lower torso of Atom Smasher. And number 7 it comes with the Flash with the figure stand, which is kind of pointless actually, the figure stand. Now at the bottom section here we got the picture of Booster Gold and his biography. While working security for the Space Museum in the 25th century, Michael John Carter used Rip Hunter's time machine to visit different eras, stealing security robot Skeets, a legion of superheroes, flight ring, and Brainiac 5's force field belt. With these, he traveled to the 20th century to reinvent himself as a hero, Booster Gold. Currently, Booster patrols the time stream, preventing villains from altering the past in order to change the present and future. That's why I really like Booster Gold. And his statistics: first appearance Booster Gold, first series, number 1, February 1986. Real name Michael John Carter. Occupation adventurer. Base of operations the time stream. Special abilities: suit provides power of flight, enhanced strength, force field projection, infrared goggles for enhanced vision, athleticism. Partnered with robot Skeets, provide information in simulation and energy blast. Very nice. So without further ado, let's open up this packaging so we can molest the toy. Be right back. And we're back after removing your figure and the rest of the stuff out from packaging. Now let's take a look at the left leg of Atom Smasher here, especially on the paint job. Now one side of the leg, the blue here, is actually painted, but the majority of the red here is actually red plastic. You can see a little bit of shading going on the side. Now for the boots itself is painted in dark grey, and the rivets are painted in silver. Now I already did some comparison with the left leg throughout online searches, and it seemed that they have very inconsistent paint job. Now for the prototype, or at least the promotional images, the paint job is way more cleaner. Now you notice the rivets are painted in silver. One of the rivets here actually bled. It's not really well done. And you notice there's a lot of smudges here, here, also on the side here, also here a little bit, and the back portion here. Very sloppy paint job. Really disappointed with the paint job here. Now for the leg sculpt, top section of the leg sculpt is typical male DC Universe leg sculpt, but the boots here is actually quite nicely done, especially on the rivets. Nice little details here, and also with the stripes, very nicely done. But the paint job is rather disappointing. It's very inconsistent and rather sloppy. Now let's take a look at Skeets, his accessory. Skeets can actually attach at the back portion of Booster Gold's body. There's a hole there. Now this entire piece here is a yellow translucent clear plastic, which there's a peg at the end portion here. Problem with this peg is it's a bit loose, so it doesn't fit tightly to the back of the figure itself. It can still fit, but a bit loose. Now the entire figure for Skeets here is painted rather dull in gold. It's not as bright as shown, well, for the figure here, like Booster Gold here. This gold is rather dull in color if you compare to it. And the visor is supposed to be metallic blue, just like, well, Booster Gold here, but you can see the two colors, this is way more dull. And the gold paint job actually bled onto the edges of the visor itself, so rather sloppy paint job as well. Now the sculpt of the entire, well, Skeets here, you notice his face plate doesn't close all the way in, especially on one side, because it opens a gap. It looks like Skeets having a grinning smile. It looks rather weird, rather disappointing too. Actually, you can actually lift the face apart to see the inside details of Skeets with Mr. Mime inside. I really like the details they put inside of the, well, of Skeets, and then you have Mr. Mime inside. Very nicely detailed on all the mechanical stuff of Skeets. And Mr. Mime there is actually wearing some sort of a necklace of some kind. I can't remember. I read the comic, I just can't remember. But the problem with this figure is that the paint job is very lacking. I really did some comparison to the original or promotional pictures being shown with the Mr. Mime figure. The antenna, at the end tip of the antenna, is not painted with white. The stripes is missing the spots at the tail section there. The eyes, having two white pupil eyes, surrounding the white pupil eyes is a circular black line that's, well, neglected. And he's wearing a necklace like, well, object, and the necklace, you can see the sculpt, but the necklace is not painted. And if you compare to the images that's shown in online, it's rather poor paint job. There's a lot of nicer details there, but they didn't actually put on for Mr. Mime there. So he looks rather weird, just like a green worm with two white eyes with black pupils. Rather poor paint job. And rather poor when you close Skeets, it has a little bit of a gap there. Rather disappointing. Now I'm going to put this on one side. Let's take a look at Booster Gold's paint job. I really like the majority of the paint job itself. It is really shiny in the gold and the metallic blue going on. Nice little star logo there. Very nicely done. All the nice little paint job. Surprisingly, there's no paint smudges, which is quite impressive actually. No paint smudges everywhere. The hair is painted. It's brunette. Very nicely done. Nicely detailed stuff. Flesh tone skin. Eyes is also painted inside. You can see the eyes there. Very nicely detailed stuff. Now let's take a look at the figure sculpt. Now majority of the body sculpt is a typical DC Universe male body sculpt, except for the lower arms here because of the wrist, and the forearm, forehand. And he's wearing a Legion flight ring. But the Legion flight ring, the sculpt itself is not really well done. It's supposed to read an L, and next to the L there's a little bit of dot, but you're barely able to read the L there, the L letter. So this is a really poor sculpt. The hair sculpt is very nicely done. I really like it. Very nicely detailed stuff. Now the goggle is actually made of a yellow translucent plastic that you can see through the eyes. Now one side of the eye, I'm not too sure why, but it's a bit smaller compared to the other eye. The face sculpt is actually quite nicely done. He has this very arrogant face going on. Now at the back portion of the body itself, there's a hole there for you to attach Skeets, and he has a trademark logo at his butt. Typical Booster Gold. Now let's take a look at the figure's articulation. The neck joint is actually quite nice. He can actually look all the way down like so, look up, and turn 360 degrees. Booster Go is very suitable to make it as a flight stand pose. Torso here I can actually pivot downwards and back, all the way back. Waist joint is rather loose, as you can see. Can turn 360 degrees. Shoulder joint here, turn 360 degrees and lift the arm this far, or close all the way in, or all the way in like so. Upper bicep turn 360 degrees. Elbow joint here, bend this far. Wrist joint turn 360 degrees. Now the hip joints here is a bit loose. Move forward, back a little bit, and move to the sides. Swivel lower thigh, that turn 360 degrees. Knee joint that bend this far, and ankle joint that bend down and up. Now for the articulation itself, the waist joint and the hip joint is a bit loose, but overall the entire body's articulation and the joint itself is a bit tight, so he's still alright with the posing and everything. Now let's put Skeets back to his body. Now overall I like the figure. The figure is actually quite nicely done with the paint job. Shiny paint job, really nicely done, and I really love the head sculpt. The problem is that his Legion ring is not really well sculpted. You can't read the L letter there, and one side of the eye is a bit smaller compared to the other one. Skeets there is rather too disappointing with the paint job, rather dull paint job, both the gold and the metallic blue. The worst part is that one side of the sculpt itself, you notice the open gap, that is really poor. And for the insides of Skeet itself to show Mr. Mime is lacking a lot of paint job. That's really disappointing as well. To connect Skeet to the back of the figure itself is a bit loose as well. For the left leg of Adam Smasher here, the paint job is rather poor as well. Now overall, if I want to give a rating of this, Booster Go is still great, just with the sculpt itself, but the really poor part is Skeets there. So if I'm going to give a rating of this, I'll give it a nice 7 out of 10. A nice 7 out of 10 for Booster Go, the modern variant, along with Skeets there. So I thank you all for watching. This is Lucy05 and I'm signing off.